Pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As per usual, tuned into ZIZ Radio and right now attached to Frank and Candid. Today, Thursday, 20th August 2020, is as fine a day as any other, and we give Almighty God many thanks for His mercies, His benevolence, His blessings, and of course, we demonstrate that gratitude by doing the things which He asks us to do, by adhering to His teachings, and by following His example. It's good to be with you today, another lovely day, as we enter the final stretch of the month of August, flying away as usual. And today we share with you some very important information which we think will help us along our spiritual way, because we must remember that man is essentially a bi-dimensional being. We are social and we are spiritual. I think too much time is spent addressing the social needs of man to the detriment of the spiritual aspect. And I am one of those who hold the view that it is what we do to our spiritual lives that determines our fate ultimately. And so to discuss with us a means by which we can enhance our spiritual lives, we have some persons, two ladies and a gentleman from the St. Kitts Meditation Center. I'm not so sure how many of you are familiar with that entity, but there is a facility called the Meditation Center right here in Bastille with plans for movement and expansion outward. And we have three members of that facility to discuss with you today what meditation is all about, how it is useful, beneficial, how it can help us, and why we ought to engage in meditation of some sort or other on a regular basis. I'll have them introduce themselves, starting with
you.
Good morning. I'm Sister Alana of the Meditation Center. I'm the senior sister there, and I would like to tell you all a little bit about the Meditation Center.
Very well. That's Sister Alana. I think she said it a bit fast. Sister Alana. Thank you, Sister Alana. Next.
I'm Carmen Peets. I have recently joined the Brahma Kumaris. I live in St. Kitts. Thank you.
Thank you.
And my name is Brother Alwali. I'm a junior member in the organization for the last 10-11 years. And I'm here to help the general public understand the benefits and importance of meditation and why it is something that they should get involved in.
We heard Sister Carmen say she's a part of the Brahma Kumaris movement or group. Well, a lot of us are not familiar with that. And so we hope certainly by the end of the program today, our ignorance would have been erased with relevant information as to who or what is or are, I'm not sure whether it's singular or plural, the Brahma Kumaris. Okay, thank you for your introductions, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you in Radioland and elsewhere on the various media, we're going to be opening the lines in about 10 minutes where you can call in and seek clarification, make comments, ask questions, etc. Contribute, as it were, to the discussion today, and we're going to do it in a manner that is frank and candid. Thank you very much. Back to you, Sister Alana. Tell us what you want us to hear.
We are a member of the Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University, with our headquarters located in Mount Abu, Rajasthan, India. We are an international organization working at all levels of society for positive change. Established in 1937, our presence is now in 130 countries with 8,500 centers similar to St. Kitts. We are an international non-governmental organization, a member of the United Nations, with general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, and also consultative status with UNICEF. We are also the recipient of 7 UN Peace Messengers Award. There are many types of yoga, and all give benefits, but ours is Raj Yoga meditation, which is open eye. Raj means king, And yoga means to link and remember using our thoughts. You don't have to change your religion or give up your personal practices in order to benefit. The essential first step on the part of Raj Yoga meditation is to realize what I am. I am the one who sees through these eyes, through these ears. I am the one who directs this body to move. I observe the results of my action. I use this body to experience our changing world. I have awareness, my body does not. The body is the result of my actions. I use this body to experience our changing world. I have awareness. I am made up of matter which shapes my body. This body is not me, but rather I perform actions and experience through this body. I'm a spiritual being. I have the form of light, of pure energy, who thinks and knows. I feel detached from this physical body, and doing so, I then feel an experience of stillness coming over me.
Thank you. That's quite a mouthful. I believe we already have a couple of not concerns, questions we wish to ask for further clarification, so that we can be in good stead with respect to perhaps considering beginning a regime of meditation. Of course, the sister mentioned Raj Yoga meditation. A lot of us would have heard of yoga before. In fact, I think a number of practitioners have begun to practice yoga in some form or other, and we believe that there are some benefits to be derived from that. So, Sister Alana, I'm sure we'll have a question or two for you as we proceed. Over to Brother Alwali.
Okay. I'll just continue looking at it from a very simple perspective. We in Raj Yoga deals primarily with connecting with the Supreme Being, or the Father, as we see it. And we make that connection through our daily meditation. And it's important that we start our day with meditation. From my own personal practice, from connecting with the Father, it helps to basically makes the day run smooth, clear, precise, concise, and it gives you the energy and the impetus that you need to fulfill your daily activities. And meditation, once you connect, it helps to bring everything right in front of you, very clear, very crystal. You're seeing it, you're just recalling that information. And so it is very important that we do that daily connection with our Supreme Father, so we can progress and move along in life without too much of hiccups, as I would put it.
Very good. One of the things we're going to want to explain is how, if meditation is different from prayer, because you speak about connecting with the Supreme Being at the beginning of the day via meditation. Is that different from prayer? And if so, how so? But before you answer that, we're going to hear from the third sister on the panel here, Sister Carmen.
Good morning, everyone. Brother Alwali said he was a junior in this organization, but he's a junior, I'm the baby, because I've only been here for 6 months or so. But for me, meditation is something I've never done. I often wondered about it, but I never did it. But when I did go to the center, I recognized certain aspects of my spiritual awareness that was already in that building. And so I found it homely, and I'm still there. For me, meditation has widened my intellect, has expanded my knowledge. It has made me understand who I am what is who am I, what am I here to do, and it has given me an enlarged eye of the spiritual world that we're a part of.
So you are suggesting, or perhaps stating, Sister Carmen, that meditation enables you to understand your purpose in life.
Yes.
Is it your position that if one does not engage in meditation, he will not properly understand that purpose? In other words, that meditation is indispensable, is a prerequisite for understanding one's purpose, in order for one to know what his role, what his function, the reason for his being. In order for him to understand, in order for an individual to arrive at an understanding of that, he must engage in meditation. Is that your position?
Yes, because I have been a spiritual being and aware of my spirituality since a child. And I often ask people, what is this I am experiencing? What is this? No one could tell me, the churches couldn't tell me. And so I became isolated, kept myself to myself, and introverted. I became introverted. And when I did that, my whole life opened up and I understood who I was as a spiritual being. So for me, if I didn't do meditation, I would not have reached where I am now without that, because meditation takes you into the stillness, the silence, the peace, the joy, the bliss. That's where meditation takes you. And I did not know any of this before I meditated. So for me, yes, if I did not do this, I would have known half of the things I now understand.
Very well. I like that. That sounds very encouraging. Ladies and gentlemen, you're free to call us and agree with or question the comments, the positions that our panelists or members of the Meditation Center have explained. And so you're free to call us at 465-2555 whenever you wish and share in the discussion today on Frank and Candid. Sister Carmen, at first you mentioned you were a member of the Brahma Kumaris. You want to explain a little bit more about what that is? Is that the same thing as the Meditation Center?
Yes,
is that the same
yes.
as yoga? Just a different name? What?
It's not the same as yoga. My brother here practices yoga. That's the yoga for your exercise, stretching your limbs and your joints. That part, that is yoga. But this yoga is Raj Yoga. It means a connection with the Supreme, or a connection with yourself, your spiritualness.
So Brahma Kumaris is the same as Raj Yoga?
Raj Yoga.
Raj.
Yes.
I'm sorry,
yes.
Raj, not Raj.
R-A-J.
Right, yeah, Raj Yoga.
Not Rasta, no.
So
Right.
the Brahma Kumaris practice Raj Yoga.
So at the Meditation Center here in St. Kitts,
Mhm.
you guys are are part of the Brahma Kumaris.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
I see. And the Brahma Kumaris practice
Raj
Raj
Yoga.
Yoga.
Raj Yoga.
So there are other forms of meditation apart from the Brahma Kumaris dimension.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, good. Carry on. I was asking you earlier whether meditation, what's the relationship between meditation and prayer?
Okay. Prayer, as you know, it's more of an external exercise in the sense that you are communicating externally, while meditation,
Externally with the Supreme Being, eh?
right,
With the same Supreme Being that you refer to. That's important. Mhm.
while meditation is on the inside, it's internal.
Mhm.
So in some quarters we say basically prayer is asking God, while meditation is connecting to God. And the reason why we say connecting, let's take for example, everything in creation has its own DNA. And when
Its own DNA, yeah.
when we are created, we have that DNA in us from the Father.
Mhm.
So we are part of the Father. So when we connect, we connect with the Supreme, with the Father.
So that meditation should precede prayer. Because if via meditation you are making that internal connection.
You're making that connection with source energy.
Right. And you're saying that prayer is more external. In other words, one can meditate without saying a word.
Right.
But with prayer, normally it is something which is vociferated, something
right.
which is expressed vocally.
Verbalized.
And you call that an external kind of exercise.
Correct.
All right. Now I'm trying to fathom that because a number of persons would say they have gotten responses, they have had their prayers answered, although they would have not necessarily engaged in meditation. But you're recommending that we as a people begin to meditate. Now, is meditation more for males, females, adults, youth, children? Who should meditate, really?
Meditation is for anyone. As a matter of fact, meditation is natural. So, for example, as Sister Carmen said in her earlier statement, is that you sometimes you're sitting still, and all of us at some point in time in our lives we sit in stillness, especially when the waves of life gets rough. We sit down in stillness, we tune out all the external noises, and we spend time in stillness, and we connect without thinking about it. We connect.
Right.
And that is what meditation is.
So meditation is not deliberate. Meditation is almost a normal, natural
Part of life.
phenomenon.
It's a part of life.
Spiritual
Yes.
beings.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
spiritual
So,
beings.
That being the case, what's the purpose of the center? If people engage in meditation normally, naturally, what is it? Why should we come to the center, for example? How does that assist us?
Okay, why do you come to the center? One, a lot of us practice meditation what we call in an involuntary approach.
Involuntarily.
Yeah, involuntarily.
Good.
Because it's
Not
natural.
deliberate, right?
Right, so we do it a lot of the times involuntary. What we want to do, what we want to help you to do at the meditation is to maximize your potential by teaching you the steps and process to get this meditation done on a religious basis. And when I say religious basis, meaning more proactive, not just on an ongoing basis.
Or not just on an ad hoc basis.
Yeah.
I think what we're learning here, ladies and gentlemen, and remember you're free to call us now, the line's already open, is that one should take time out as a deliberate, intentional process to sit or stand. I don't know which posture is best lends itself to maximum meditation and connect with the Creator. So this could be done
Anywhere at
any time.
Right.
Including in an atmosphere of noise and movement. Can one meditate in an office where there is constant action and reaction?
You can meditate anywhere. And that is one of the things that we do at the center, is that we help you to connect anywhere you are.
Now, so for persons who might not necessarily be very well behaved, meditation can help that individual. Let's take a call here. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Mr. Dick.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my sisters and brothers.
Good morning.
Morning.
This is Shirley.
Okay, ma'am. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Mr. Blake, you seem to be quite surprised of meditation, but if you read Psalms 1, which is embedded in almost all of the scriptures, the Torah has the Psalms, the Quran has the Psalms, everything has the Psalms, and the first Psalm, blessed is the man that walketh not, and this and that and the other, and he meditate day and night. So meditation is something embedded in our religion. It's just that we become so external that we resort to praying, to bullying the Father with our mouth. We want this, we want that, we want everything. But meditation is actually, as the sisters and brothers say, connecting. The Father say, the scriptures say that we are made in the image and likeness of the Father. When you go to the meditation center, that is clarified for you. Because we can't be a black man, a Chinese man, a white man, a all-color man in the image of the Father. The Father is a soul, a light, a point of light, and we are all that. And meditation is something that all religions are supposed to do, just that they don't do it anymore. That's why we have the chaos in the world. So the meditation center teach you to come back to yourself in your original religion, which is peace.
Well, it's a very good thing that we have these representatives here today, then, so that they can remind us.
But they're my colleagues. They're my sisters and brothers, so we don't talk a different language.
So what I'm saying...
But I call to say that meditation is something that is embedded in every scripture, every religion, just that they don't practice it.
Very well.
They got to pray instead. Say, I want this, Father, give me this, Father, me want this, Father, me want that. Whereas if you meditate and use your mind as the screen to connect with your Father, you will share what you're going to get for the day, and you will be not greedy, wanting a big limo, when all you need to go down the road is a bicycle.
And Shelley too.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, so I'm saying that it's a good thing then that we have you guys here to teach, to instruct the listening audience as to the importance of meditation. Because a lot of us have the impression that prayer suffices. In fact, we are admonished by our pastors left, right and center, morning, noon and night, Saturdays, Sundays and every other day, that we should pray. The Bible itself commends that we should pray without ceasing. But you are now explaining that there's a difference between prayer and meditation, and that we should in fact engage in meditation. Right. Let's carry on. Somebody wanted to make an input
I
before
wanted
we...
to say something to
Sure.
the last caller. I wanted to remind her the difference, or she knows already, that the difference between meditation and prayer.
A little louder.
A little louder. And prayer. Meditation is very intimate. It's on a one-to-one basis. Prayer, if someone is praying for you, what sort of heart has he got praying for you? Is he an honest heart, a loving heart? But when you meditate and you're with the Father, the intimacy that you experience between the soul, you, and the Father is invaluable.
Well, clearly one can pray for others. One can pray for himself and one can pray for others, but one cannot meditate for others.
No.
One has to meditate for himself.
Yes.
I think that's a critical difference there.
Yes.
Now tell us a little bit about the history of the location of the center, Sister Alana.
In St. Kitts, we are located in College Housing, the corner of
The roundabout next to Gillard's.
behind Gillard's gas station.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so if you're coming down the gut, you will see the big sign, Meditation Center.
Okay, I'm trying to remember the name of that street that runs between the roundabout down by the Moravian Church and the roundabout next to Gillard.
Yeah,
I remember that street.
We don't know it.
Because that would be important, the name of that street. And if it doesn't have a name, we could name it for you, Alwali. We can name it Alwali Street and call it George.
That's true.
Okay, but that's where the center is.
We have to
And Sister Alana, what
change our
time?
address.
What time does it? When is it accessible?
We open for the public from 8 to 12
8
every day
a.m.
to 12
midday.
midday, and then we reopen again at 4 in the evening to 7:30 at night.
And who is accepted? Who can come in?
Everybody.
Anybody and everybody.
Anybody and everybody. Meditation is for everyone.
So when the individuals come into the center, they are given some advice as to how to meditate, or because some people might just not know that there's a particular posture to assume. There's a what happens there?
There's no posture to assume. You sit as comfortable as you can. We give you an introduction to what this is all about, what is the purpose of meditation, how it will actually help you, how you feel on the inside. And then we have a series of 7 classes that we do to lead you up to meditation. So first you have to understand, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
When you understand who am I, whom do I belong to? Where have I come from? What is my purpose for being here? So these are the questions you usually ask yourself on a regular basis, and we have the answers for them.
Well, earlier you said you have awareness. Your body does not have awareness, but you have awareness. Your body is not you. You want to explain that a little bit? When you say I have awareness, but my body does not. A lot of us link ourselves to our body. We are our body. And so when the body dies, of course, we say the person has died. So what's the difference there between I having awareness and my body not having awareness? Who is the I there?
The I is the inner being, but I'll explain it all nicely for you. When we look at the word human being, as you rightly just said, we think human being is it, that's it. But it's two words and two separate things. The body is physical, which was created by our physical parents. And the inner being enters after someone is pregnant for 3 months. Then there is movement. When that movement starts, the inner being, or you can call it soul, or you can call it atma, or you can call it energy, enters the body at that time. So in other words, somebody or someone has to die for someone to live.
Interesting. Someone has to die in order for another to live. Yes, call us here on Frank and Candid and let us know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, based on what you're hearing. Okay, so far it is clear that our guests here are recommending strongly that we engage in meditation, which is separate and apart from prayer. I like when Sister Carmen suggests that meditation is intimate.
Intimate.
It is a one-on-one, close relationship or connection with the Almighty Father. We will continue this discussion. The lines will remain open after a short station break.
Poinciana Restaurant.
Back to Frank and Candid, and we're discussing the benefits, the use, the purpose of meditation as a means of drawing us closer to our Creator. And we have 3 members of the Meditation Center, which is located at College House inside here in St. Kitts, taking us through the process of understanding this particular concept. Now, I believe that what we're hearing here, ladies and gentlemen, is that meditation would help us to better confront the challenges, the stresses, the demands, the vicissitudes of life, if we were to engage in that on a daily basis. This means then that one has to exert a certain amount of discipline in order to engage in this practice, Because as the caller rightly said, we have so many problems, so many issues that confront us, that afflict us and affect us every day. Not just COVID, but all kinds of issues with behavior and conduct and lifestyle. Your argument is that meditation helps to address these.
Mm-hmm.
You want to expand on that a little bit? How that helps, how that works? And we will see, therefore, if it is useful and beneficial that people engage in this process in a deliberate manner. Let's take this caller. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning, Mr. Blake.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to your esteemed guest or guest.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good
Yes,
morning.
3 of them.
Yes, okay. I just tuned in and something caught my attention. I tuned in when the lady was explaining about the difference between prayer and meditation. And I agree. And then you posed a question towards what entails a life or the human life. Is it just, that's the end of it as we pass off in terms of, when it's permitted according to certain scriptures that might say we are granted 70, or some of us might pass sooner. But is it life, if life is complete after that departure, or is it extends beyond? And the lady did explain. Yes. What I'm trying to get at, she mentioned about one has to die for another human being who comes along. My question to her is that the souls that she explained, or the energies that she explained, or some might explain it in different forms, were there a limit to the souls? How many souls were originally created, as opposed to we are supposed to be some 6 billion people on the earth today?
Yeah, more than that. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get at. How many souls were created? And if a soul of a particular individual from a particular family tree, would that soul return and possess some member of that family tree? And also, how many times does that soul has to possess a entity, a physical entity, for that soul to be perfected and maybe be upgraded to other aspects of life? We have heard of saints and such like, and a saint probably would have been explained as a human person who has done well among the earthly spheres. Can any one of the guests try to explain some of what I posed?
Definitely. We'll see how well they can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have another caller, so I hope you're taking note of that question. Yes, caller, welcome to Frank and Candid.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Blake, and your head table there.
Very well.
Lovely program as usual.
Thank you.
One of you guests there made us a comment, a statement there, just before you went to the break.
Yes.
And she said, one has to die for one to live.
Okay.
Well, English is a funny language, and we got to be careful how we explain things.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody who really ignorant and have no respect for life, they might take it in a different way.
Okay.
Like old people always say, the death of a Wilkes is a promotion to sort of crab. So what you should have said, when someone dies, sometimes it creates an advantage for one who is living more than they ever had before. So because the person is dead, they were able to inherit certain things because the person is dead. So be careful how we speak.
All right.
Give thanks.
Thank you. All right. Okay. So here we have this guy giving his interpretation. I like the reference to the fact that soda crabs occupy the shells of whales. You know, before they would have died, or after they would have died. They have to die first in order for them to benefit. Okay. We have another caller. Let's take this other caller. Hello.
So good morning.
Good morning to you.
A word to the panel. Be careful not be led into attempting to explain a 5,000-year-old religion in 20 minutes. If the people want to be elucidated, to be totally clarified,
They come to the center.
They come to the center, because you cannot give all the knowledge of the oldest religion in 20 minutes, in half an hour, in an hour, not even in a year. So we have to be careful.
Okay, timely advice, and the ladies, the panel is taking it.
Forcing you to answer and then tie you up. Don't allow that.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Let's take. All right, let's. What are your responses, ladies?
I agree with what the sister says, because this is something that we have to go in depth. Here we are just touching the tip of the iceberg, inviting you to come to the center to get more information. And what he has asked need for him to come to the center to have it on a wider scale explained.
Okay.
This is too short a program to be able to
and
do
too
so.
deep a question.
Yes, to go into that kind of
right.
details. So that will have to be left for the center.
So, brother, you're being invited to the meditation center at College House Inside. By the way, is there a cost?
It's free of charge.
That's important to know. So it's accessible. Give us the times again.
8
o'clock.
to 4.
8 a.m. to 4.
12.
Sorry,
8 to
8 a.m.
12.
to midday.
Right, and 4 to 7:30.
4 to 7:30. Find yourself there. It's free of cost. And you're welcome to attend. There'll always be someone there to accept you, to instruct you, and to guide you. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the question, brother. And you're being advised that a proper question like that, a very timely question.
It's a very loaded question.
It's better answered.
Yes.
In a different setting. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to know, for example, if one wishes to engage in meditation, I asked before, does there have to be silence? Is meditation best accomplished with music, with a certain environment? In other words, can one meditate better in his bedroom than on the beach, or amidst an environment of nature, than on his rooftop? Well, what kind of environment best lends itself to successful meditation?
Meditation can be done anywhere, because you are actually going into the self. You're understanding who I am. And when you are able to connect with the self, you can do it anywhere, because peace is inside. Everything we need is on the inside. And this is what we teach you at the meditation center. And again, as we said a few minutes before, these are questions that need more elaboration, and we do not have that time in the short space of time to go into those questions.
So, but you're insisting that meditation can occur in the office, on the playfield,
In a
in the
taxi,
kitchen, on an airplane, on the battlefield,
Anywhere.
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 Now that's interesting, because if meditation requires this time away from reality, so to speak, we'll see. Hello, caller.
Yes. Mr. Blake?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I had to come back here just now. Everybody have their own opinion. But I believe 100% a person get to meditate properly, satisfactorily, when they are not disturbed by any distraction.
Yeah, I believe that too, personally.
Right, if you check out a lot of those guys who sing, especially those Jamaicans, they go in the hills where they cannot be distracted by nothing but Mother Nature, the sound of the leaves that blowing. And they get inspiration from things around them when they're in the hill. Now, can you imagine you in your office? You shut the door, you close the door, your windows. But then out there in the road, you hear one big musical noise, distraction. It breaks your concentration. Well, that is my opinion on meditation. Shut off entirely from the secular world. You get a better meditation.
Yeah, thank you. Because
give thanks.
Thank you. I find it difficult for one to divorce himself entirely from his surroundings. People moving up and down, the clatter of conversation, action and movement all around him. I find it's a real challenge to divorce yourself from that and to engage in that silence, that connection without being disturbed. I believe that one could arrive at that perhaps, but it would take a lot of practice and discipline. But for me, I'm seeing this as quite of a challenge. So I know that normally one would say, hey, look, I want to engage in a moment of silent prayer, a silent meditation, and so I'm going to go to the hills. I'm going to go to the beach in the evening when there is no activity. I'm going to drive my car to a secluded spot where there is no distraction, so to speak. But you ladies and Alwali, you are insisting that one can successfully meditate at any time, in any place.
And I'll give you an
example. And that's not just theory. I hope you're not just talking theory here, because we're looking at the reality of this thing.
And I'll give you an example. Sometimes, then this would have happened to you several times throughout your lifetime, and it happens to all of us.
Right.
Where you're having a discussion with someone, and you go through the process of involuntary meditation, and then you come back out after a few seconds, and you say, bro, can you repeat? I didn't hear you. My reality shifted, my dispensation shifted somewhere else.
Regularly.
Right, and that is involuntary meditation. What we want to do is to give you the tools to access that on demand.
No, I'm not so sure if that's involuntary meditation. Sometimes it's a matter of distraction, a matter of having the mind wander to a different issue. Mm-hmm. Another matter occupies your attention. Something, you recall an event or you recall a development, and so you disconnect from the individual with whom you're conversing for a temporary time.
That's it.
But it is not.
That's
it.
Disconnect. That's
it. You just answered it yourself.
You disconnect.
We disconnect.
You disconnect.
And we do it open eye.
You choose.
You choose.
You choose.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I know that the center offers, and maybe you can speak to that a little bit, Sister Alana. The center offers a few pieces of literature.
Yes, we do.
You want to tell us about that a bit, and maybe you can just hold that up?
This is one of our books on practical meditation, giving you an insight into how to actually do meditation open eye. So our meditation is you're in all the different distractions around you, and because you want to go inside to get an answer that will solve a problem with let's say a room of people, you are able through Raj Yoga meditation, which is the highest meditation in the sense that we use the thoughts. Nobody is in control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are yours. You are the creator of it. So if you want to be silent, you do that. And nobody realizes what you are doing because you're in the room with them, they are around with you, and you are inside, but you're there. And you get the answer. You get the answer to be able to tell them what you need to tell them, because all the answers are inside.
Anyone of you wish to add to that? Sorry,
not only
she's
that.
not finished.
Not only that. When we ask advice of others, and they give us the advice, and you put that advice to use, you tell yourself, if I did only listen to myself, this would not have happened. So who is the self? The inner being. because you know all the correct answers for you. You know what is right, you know what is wrong. And when we take advice from others, we have regrets.
So the problem in our detaching from our inner being. And so meditation helps us to
Really that, yes.
All right, to make that attachment again. You want to say something else, Alwali, or Sister?
This is Carmen.
Carmen?
No, I was going to say that I used to go up in the hills to do a meditation often and close my eyes. And one morning I woke up and there was half a dozen cows looking at me, and I thought, oh my.
Half a dozen what?
Cows.
Cows, okay.
And I thought, wow, won't be doing this here again. So we choose where to go and do meditation. For me, I can do it anyway, and I've only learned that in the past 6 months, so it doesn't take that time.
No, we know that when we pray, we like to suggest that our eyes should be closed. Is that the same thing meditation, or it doesn't matter?
No, we do open eye meditation.
Okay, interesting.
So we are aware of what is going around us.
Mm-hmm.
Inside.
But you are inside. So nobody knows, let's say you're in a traffic jam and you decide to connect with the self.
Right.
Or your self tell you, don't go down that road, go this one. And you say, nah, I accustomed going that way, I'll go that way. And then you say, if I had only listened to me. So when you're thinking, you are inside. Nobody is hearing what you're saying. You are hearing. And when your eyes are open, nobody is aware that your thoughts are working, because thoughts, feelings, emotions, they are on the inside. Nobody sees that. You do, because you feel it. And it is felt in the body. Nobody could have that for you but you.
I see. So it's really a strictly individual thing. It's
Yes.
something that is individualistic. It deals with a single person, and I think that is what is critical. Now, when it comes to children, how is that? What's the approach for minors? You know, primary schoolers and so on. Is it important for them to be introduced to this practice as well? And do they learn just from observation, or are there certain steps that they themselves need to learn to go through? How does one?
They go through very similar steps in the sense that it helps them with their concentration. They're able to understand their lessons better.
Is that a fact? Okay, I just want to repeat that to the parents out there, that your children would do better in school, their concentration levels would be higher, and their performance would be better if they were to engage in meditation of some sort at the beginning of every day. Okay, parents, you got it from the experts. Just want to emphasize that. Carry on.
And they're also very happy. They're very happy.
They're very happy.
Yes.
And I imagine they would be less prone to get involved
That's right.
in sociopathic behaviors
Because they're
and
really-
breaking school rules and so on.
Yes, yes.
Very good.
Because you tend to be one with the self, and even though all your peers are around you, you realize that connecting with yourself, you are able to excel. By going with the company, you lose. So the more they connect with their self, by connecting with the one that we cannot see, it helps their concentration, it helps their peace. There is a contentment that they have within them. They're always happy. All right, so it's amazing to see the few children that has come through the center. It's amazing. They have excelled in schoolwork, they have excelled in sports, whatever they take part in, their concentration is so good.
I'm very impressed with that. I think it's a message maybe you should take to the schools whenever an opportunity arises. That's important. Alwali, I think you wanted to make an input here because we're running out of time, by the way. We have just about 5 more minutes.
Well, it is important that we disconnect, because a lot of people, and this is just from my work, a lot of us go through some form of depression, especially right now. A lot of people are going through depression.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the cause behind of depression is the living in the past. The things that have happened, we keep going back and going back. And so meditation brings you to the present. It helps you to focus on the present and leave the past behind. So it is important that we meditate so that we could focus on the present and not the past. Because as I said, depression tends to focus on things that has happened years ago. And once you tend to carry that baggage with you forward, you will continue to be depressed. So you have to leave the past behind.
No, I'm just a question here, Sister Alana, Sister Carmen, and Brother Wally. Are you recommending, or is it recommended that one engage in meditation at specific times of the day, at 10 o'clock every morning and 2 o'clock in the afternoon? How does one engage in meditation? When the need arises, when, depending on the circumstances that develop around you, or what? How?
I think you have to be disciplined to a certain degree so that you do what you have to do at certain times of the day and get benefit. For me, I meditate all the time. I live in a place where there's a lot of trees, so I'm in nature, so I'm encouraged to do that. And so for me, meditation, I'm sitting here and I'm meditating. I'm looking at you and I'm meditating, but you don't know what I'm doing.
And it's the same over here.
Okay. So, unlike, I know that there are some persons who say, look, at 7:15 every evening, it's prayer time. At 11 a.m., it's prayer time, and so on. No matter what I'm doing, I stop and I pray. And there are institutions and organs that ask, hey, at a certain time every day, please stop what you're doing, and for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, please pray for this particular entity or this particular project or this particular development. But with meditation, you're suggesting that's not necessary.
Anytime you want to do. Anytime. You could do every hour on the hour. Whenever you feel like it, you do it, because the more you meditate is the more comfort you get on the inside.
It recharges you.
What about for persons who are sick? Those in hospitals, those who are suffering pain, those who are physically injured in some way or other. How does meditation help in the healing process? Or does it help in the healing process?
Of course it does, because you become more comfortable with yourself, knowing that whatever sickness you have, it has to go through a certain period of time. So be that as it may, the more contented you become is the faster you get better.
And the happier you are,
So again, you need to take this message to the hospitals and the centers of illness.
So I want to do a short commentary to close.
Sure.
Okay. I sit quietly and turn my focus from the world around me, and I turn inwards and connect with the part that is constantly eternal, the soul being. I am the creator. I choose which thoughts I wish to create today. I create the thoughts of peace, and I realize I am peace. I create the thoughts of lightness, and I realize I am light. These feelings begin to grow and grow. I don't have to go to a park, the beach, or to look at some nature scenes. It's all inside me. This peace and lightness will shield one throughout the day, and it is the I, the being within, who creates the experience. And we end with Om Shanti. Om means I am, and Shanti means peace.
I am peace.
Let's say it again. Om
Shanti.
I am peace. That's a fine way to end today's session of Frank and Candid. I am happy that I myself have learned quite a bit. Thank you very much, ladies and Alwali. And remember, you're free to attend the meditation center at your women fancy during the hours 8 a.m. to midday and 4 p.m. to 7:30 p.m., including on weekends?
Not on Sundays.
Not on Sundays.
Yeah.
But Saturdays.
Yeah.
So this applies to every day: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you very much, Alwali. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being a part of Frank and Candid. We will resume tomorrow. In the meantime, be good. Do the right thing. Blessings.